I ran from my abusive ex, and I think he found me. I, 27F, ran from my abusive ex when I was 4 months pregnant. I got into a different state. I legally changed my name, and I didn't name my child the name we had agreed on. He didn't know my social or my ID number. The only way he had of tracking me down was my name, but that was gone, long gone. I had signed into domestic violence safe haven shelters to get into my own place and find a job. I had built a great life for me and my child. I had planned running from him for a little over a year because it felt like my only way out. He would always find me and drag me back. He made it out to if I don't take my depression meds I act out and tried to harm myself. The police ended up believing him and became of no help. They brushed off all 4 of my DV calls as simple disagreements. I had saved up just a little over $10K in a bank account my mom had set up to help me get away and come to her so he wouldn't find out about how much money I really had. My dad helped mostly by putting in a lot more than what I could. He would get suspicious and ask where all my money was going, and I would pass it off as bills. In my new town, I've made very few people aware of my situation. It's people that could help if something was to happen. These past 2 months I've been being watched by someone unknown. He's always wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses, but I could swear on my life it's my ex. I ended up leaving work a few times due to having panic attacks from seeing the guy. He never interacts with me, only my coworkers. He waits until I'm out of earshot to speak to order, and he gives different names for his orders. My coworkers have thought it was strange, because he comes in almost every other week for a week straight for the past 2 months, using different names. After this, I went to the police station to speak to one of the people I made friends with and is aware of my situation. He said he would have patrol officers drive by my house and keep a lookout. I never seen him around my house or drive by it. I started getting letters in the mail that is from I believe is from him. No one signs them with their name. The envelope only ever has my old name and new address on it. The letters consist of him saying I love you and miss you. It never goes into detail about who is writing them. I took them to the police station, to the one I'm friends with. He told me I need to find another place to stay for a while and file for a restraining order. I made a fake account and messaged one of my old friends. They said they was glad to hear from me, they are glad I'm okay, and that he's been trying to report us as missing, which I had already knew. That he's still there working his old job, but he does go on week-long trips, and nobody knows where he's going on them. What's keeping us from becoming a missing persons case is my mom. Police had contacted her, and she told them everything. She showed them proof that I was in fact alive and doing well. She explained why I ran, but she said she wouldn't disclose my location. They ended up contacting me to confirm the story my mom gave them. The police finally, after all this time, believed me. They asked me if I wanted to come back to file charges or a restraining order. I told them no, I want to stay where I'm at and to stay as far as I can from him. Yesterday I had missed my mailman and he left a slip that I need to sign for a letter. I haven't order or request anything to have to sign for. I'm not on any government benefits or having any court case going on. I reactivated the fake Facebook and messaged my old friend again. She said she hasn't heard anything, but she'll ask. I keep it active and she messaged me early this morning. She said that there is some talk that he knows where I'm at and he's thinking about going to court and take me for custody. I asked her if I would get it via mail and would have to sign for it. She said she isn't sure that'll I would have to ask the post office. I left the letter there all day yesterday at the post office instead of calling them and going to get it. I don't think I want to go pick it up. I don't want to face the possible truth that he has found me. I don't want to go back to that town. I don't want to go back to my old life. I don't want to relive the nightmare I had finally escaped. I don't know what to do at this point. Edit. I just want to say thank you first for all the kind words and advice you all have gave me. After I made this post, I went to work. When I got to work, they said a guy came in looking for me. They described my ex. They kept telling him I don't work there, and if he comes back in, they'll have him arrested cause apparently he threw a big fit when they said I don't work there. I was given permission to leave to seek legal help. I went to my friend that's a cop and got me in contact with a few lawyers. I had spoken to one and he's taking my case. He filed stalking, harassment, and domestic violence against him. He has also filed a CPO. They issued a warrant and cops are combing the area to find him. They all have his picture and name. They aren't going to stop until they have him in custody. I sat and cried because this has been my life for the past almost 5 years since I ran that he's trying to ruin. Where I live they rule in favor of the mother when it comes to domestic violence. Apparently, since I left he was with someone that filed charges against him for domestic violence and it got dropped. Thank you so for all the kind words and advice. I have appreciated it beyond the words I could say. Update 1. He was caught that late night/early morning when he ran a stoplight heading back home. He was processed and sat in his cell, waiting to appear in front of the judge on his warrant for domestic violence, which was that following Thursday. When he was arrested and processed, they served him the CPO. As he was being processed, he obviously got a call. He had called his dad and told him everything. His dad told him he didn't raise a woman beater, and he wasn't bailing him out. They also saw he had another warrant that had been issued a few days prior back home. Apparently, the girl he was with left him while he was away and pressed domestic violence charges against him as well. I'm not sure what they'll do with him now that he has charges in 2 different places or how that will work. He had to appear in front of the judge on Thursday and said they were holding him on a $100,000 bond because they considered him dangerous and an extreme flight risk. He sat there until the following Tuesday when he was released to the other police department that they had contacted to let them know. He is now currently up there, waiting for his bond to be set. They said he's most likely not getting one from them, but will sit there. He was made to serve 30 days in jail on his warrant back home. Cops had said he probably won't be let loose pending both trials due to the circumstances surrounding his case and him being extremely dangerous while being a flight risk. They are going to do their best to keep him in jail until his convictions in both cases. He has a CPO issued against him in both. I asked them to keep my name redacted out of everything just in case this breaks to the media. I have purchased a gun, bear spray, and other forms of protection. We have moved and are still in contact with the cop that I was friends with. For the first time in a long time, I finally feel free and I can live without fear. Update 2. I heard today that they have found witnesses to his abuse that can account for the other girl's abuse. Since this came to light, he has changed his plea in both cases to guilty. They aren't going to have a trial for either of the cases, just a court date for sentencing. I believe he knew he was fucked when witnesses was mentioned. He has gotten sloppy with his abuse the last few years. I hope he rots. Final update. He got 2 counts of felony stalking, me and our daughter, 2 counts of harassment, me and my daughter, 2 counts of domestic violence, me and the other girl, 2 counts of felony assault, me and the other girl, 1 count of endangering a minor, my daughter, and 1 count of resisting arrest. They hit him with everything they legally could. This is what he got for each charge. 2 counts of felony stalking, 2 years. 2 counts of harassment, 4 months. 2 counts of domestic violence, 8 months. 2 counts of felony assault, 4 years. 1 count of child endangerment, 180 days. 1 count of resisting arrest, 90 days. He's to serve them consecutively. They didn't punish him with the max sentence on the felonies, cause he pled guilty and waived a trial, just took the sentencing. They wanted this done and over. The sentencing took a little longer because where it was between 2 states. He'll serve all his time in one state, then transfer to another and serve his time there. Me and my baby has since relocated and thank God every day for the ones that helped. I'm still in contact with the people I knew at my old home. They are glad we are doing well.